what point I was getting at with the tree versus ogre, it's maybe this is their type of substitute for the Undying. You know, we always see the Undying paired against the ogre, so Treant will probably just act as that form, just following the ogre around. But QO Visage, man, like.
Do you think? So we have a Templar Assassin.
What?
A couple
like circlets, just that.
He can get an extra circlet instead of a stick, right?
They're definitely looking to contest heavily though, because Ogre has a stout shield. They're bringing a couple like heavy regen. I'm just curious as how are they, I guess they like have to put the Visage mid, right? Just because his item set, he has too little regen to really go in an aggro tri-lane, but you'd expect more of an aggro tri-lane Visage just because of the nature of how it works.
Yeah. I think there is a serious 1v1 component to Visage, right? With Great Chill. Like, he can really beat out any 1v1 thanks to that ability, but we usually think of Visage thanks to that heavy nuke and soul assumption, which is so valuable in the beginning of the game especially.
I mean, when have we seen a Visage core? It's like, I think VP is probably like one of the only teams that ran it when they were with Lil, with like a Drow Ranger, and he just was like, I'm going mid, guys, and he buys the null though. He buys the null for sure. But maybe he's expecting just to have like some pressure on him as well. Get some, like maybe the tree will be there, so he's gonna get extra magic stick charges from that too. But oh my goodness, I think this is the first game that we get to cast here, and this is what we get blessed with. Thank you, MVP.
Do you think that Newbee? Because I think they responded pretty well. Like, I don't know if they've seen anything like this in scrims. I'm presuming that MVP Phoenix have never revealed this to Newbee before, and they're pulling out the big guns against one of the best teams in their group, and they're hoping to be able to get this early surprise in this game one. But I think they responded pretty well. I think Templar Assassin is probably, when you have a Drow Ranger or a Visage, Templar Assassin is probably one of the better heroes, at least in the mid matchup, to be able to do okay in his lane, right? He can kind of sit back with Sideblade harassment. He's going to have refraction, so he won't have to worry about soul assumption nukes as much.
The one thing is that Newbee is super physical reliant. They pretty much have no magic damage on their entire team. It's like, okay, Juggernaut and Rubik, I guess you could kind of say. Jug with his Omni, obviously he's not, but Spin, cool. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big change up. Kaka getting crushed a lot right now. Like, kinetic field might just go down here with the Ignite and the right clicks, and with late speed.
A little bit extra heal. It's actually going to be Dubu who's going to be going down first. As Unai manages to clean him up with a spin, and Bella still takes a decent amount of damage there. Spade gets a good old right click. Unai is going to be forced back here, and probably has to use his healing salve in a second, as he will be able to get just one step ahead of all that right-click damage. Really thought they were going to be able to get Kaka to begin with, but a nice telekinesis throw into Velo stops a lot of that physical damage, and Kaka was able to get himself away. And part of that is the lead seed, the power of that ability in the lane phase. In fact, they're going to see going on to Velo here. They're going to try and trade Kaka. Kaka's going to try and back away, but it's not fast enough. Still, he goes down in chains for a kill on the Drow Ranger. Very valuable for Newbee.
This is an approach that a lot of teams were doing toward Drow Rangers, just running an aggro tri-lane versus them. But also I think it's just to get the starter like levels in just a pretty decent matchup. I mean, Finem, of course, versus Slaughter. Slaughter's going to struggle quite a lot, especially on top of Drow Aura, but at least he's able to get something rather than just being completely zoned by the Ogre and the Disruptor. He wasn't short offline.
Continue to try and be really aggressive here. They're going to be able to get the lead seed on the Newbee. They're going to be able to run him down the spin quite easily. Still expecting perhaps a Furion to be able to come in. Perez is finally here, but just managed to get the Sprout to block anybody off. Unai will be able to slip away past the trees, and the rest of Newbee low, but still happy. They've gotten another kill. They forced rotation out of the Furion. All in all, this aggro tri-lane is a huge success.
Yeah, that's such a huge movement right there. It's gonna give KP so much space to catch up. Just not to really worry. He's already burned through like half of his regen versus that Furion, so forcing him bottom was great. They emphasized on putting 2 sentry wards. Our Newbee did to try to block the pull just to make sure that they don't have that. So they want to stay down here for a bit. They want to keep this pressure down in this aggro tri-lane. They don't really want to be rotating just yet.
In mid lane, SC does seem to be doing pretty well for himself as the Templar Assassin matched up against the Visage. His extra bit damage is allowing him to have a slight CS lead. Bottom lane, Kaka, thanks to the Invis rune he picked up, is going to try and find some sort of pickup here on the Velo. They still have this Mango on the U9, so they can actually make a dive if they want to. But Kaka tries to play forward, can't actually catch anybody, and MVP Phoenix who manages to stay ahead of that. There's actually something else I wanted to talk about. Gravekeeper's Cloak. That's got to be pretty valuable against Templar Assassin, right? Later on to the game, you expect the TA. She wants to be able to jump in, get this huge burst of physical damage and minus armor, but Gravekeeper's Cloak is so good against, like, those first couple of nukes that hit that hero. You're actually so tanky against it.
As long as you're not under the spin, obviously, because it burns it pretty much instantly. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting approach. It's something that we haven't seen. Like, we don't see this as much anymore. I think he'll start to have a little bit more struggle in the mid lane just because obviously of the refraction damage starts to add up. Even though he has Drow Aura, the Drow's getting pressured so heavily, he has to emphasize on getting his other 2 abilities rather than just maxing that Drow Aura right off the start.
Nature's Prophet at top lane. We talked about how Farev had to TP down. We're probably expecting he's going to have to TP down to bottom lane again sometime soon if there's more action. But for now, he's still doing okay in CS compared to the Slardar, despite having to leave lane at 15-7 compared to the 17-5. But
here comes the TP bottom. They tried to go on Febby. He gets away. Doesn't blocks the Juggernaut. Juggernaut getting body blocked by the trees. Chasing him down.
Oh god, this is a beautiful body block.
So nice, but no, it's not enough with the tree armor.
Almost though. Almost. A little bit of leech seed action. Heals back face very slightly. And MVP Phoenix failing to get another rotation that succeeds.
Yeah. Like, Newbee's putting so much pressure. Like, even when you can see them stand in the lane phase, in between the power just because of Tree Juggernaut, how much, like, actual right-click damage they dish out, they have to be so careful with their positioning. Like, if the Ogre steps up, he's almost at potential of dying, even though he has Stout Shield and he's an Ogre.
This
Top
is...
lane, KPD putting pressure on Ford. He's gonna get him here.
He's done for. Trapped inside the trees against KP. KP picks up... I mean, he was already getting basically free farm in this lane. And this is something that Newbee have always valued, giving KP farm in lane. It seems like he is such a good playmaker, and they always put him on heroes like this Slardar who need to be able to pick up a core item before they have big impact. Newbee have always like rotated multiple heroes into the off lane. Here, they're giving him exactly what he wants in a 1v1 safe lane, and he gets the kill. This is going to be KP probably coming online a lot faster than Newbee usually try and put him in that place. This is, I feel like, in so many ways, this laning phase is going very well for Newbee.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to be the first test for SD. He now has to face off against the birds, quickly burning through the refraction, but he has living armor as well, and that will be the little bit of extra help he needed. SD gets away from yet another rotation from Farev. This is his 3rd rotation that has failed to result in a kill.
Yeah, and KP just, I mean, he pulls the lane back, he suicides from neutral, TP's back top, he just kind of keep his farm champ. This guy is their space maker, so him having such a good start is going to be massive for them. Getting down on bottom.
Nice double silence there. Fade's going to be in serious trouble. The Nuke comes in, not quite enough to finish him off. In fact, he's still getting a lot of fuel going down. Now the spin on QO, they might just be able to kill the mid hero. The spin is doing so much damage, it looks like a couple more right clicks and they can finish him off. It's a big kill, but a 9, he's going to be kited around QO, staying 1 step ahead of him. 3 down on Newbee in the bottom lane, and nobody dies from MVP Phoenix. Most importantly, QO, the mid laner, stays alive through all of that.
Gravekeeper's Club, like the 3-second recovery time, actually hit a huge factor there. It burned through it instantly, then it just 2 more stacks came up. So the right clicks from Juggernaut pretty much did 0 damage to him. By Faith. Sent back to base.
That's okay though. Our Juggernaut will quickly take his place. That bit of aggression though, we talked about, okay, these rotations just not working out, but finally, a rotation does work, and it works big for MVP Phoenix, right? Being able to get those 3 kills, that brought them back into this game.
Huge committing though. You can feel that MVP's feeling pressure. You know, they brought 5 heroes to their safe lane. You know that's a telltale sign that they're like, okay guys, the laning phase is definitely not going too much into our favor. Where, you know, Farev is porting all over the place and he's not getting anything out of it. So now we need to force something. Bring 5 heroes. Works for them. But yeah, Newbee was very keen. Like I mentioned, you know, they emphasized on blocking the pull over and over, so they were just gonna stay in that bottom lane. And they're still gonna do it, but now the supports are gonna start moving around a bit. But it's definitely a bit scary still that KP is having such a free farm lane. I mean, he's got Tranquil Boots, 4 Med Shields, Stay Palm Blade, 900 gold, level 7 already on the Slaughter.
I mean, they absolutely needed this Slaughter because they've got like two very mid-game heavy cores in both the Juggernaut as well as the Templar Assassin, but there is that sort of 15-minute window, right? That around 15 minutes where you need some space being created for these heroes, and Slardar will absolutely be able to do that with the start he's having. If he can get away from this game, potentially, they do still have a glimpse, they're going to be able to pull him back into the kinetic field, get some more right click damage, he's going to try and go up to TP Alpha, but he's there with the stun, thanks to being level 4. No amount of living armor in this world will be able to prevent KP from going down. Very important kill by MVP Phoenix. Their movement around the map is beginning to claw back some of that advantage that Newbee took in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Super aggressive game starting out though. Both teams just trying to put the pressure. Newbee as well though, at least they did stat at least once for the Ancient, so they are trying to make sure that TI does get a good comeback, you know, just get a good boost to the farm there. Like you do usually see for that hero. So.
And that'll be something that Newbee, that maybe part of the reason, right? Another reason why the Train Protector is going to be able to come in big. You can see Newbee right now pushing down this bottom lane tower. Their mid tower is currently under assault. Newbee are going to be forced to cancel a TP from the Rubik. Let's see if they can still hold this mid tower though. Fade pops out, pushes back the 2 cores with the rest of these rotations coming in. They will be able to keep any further damage off this tier 1, and it'll be healed back to full slowly but surely by Faith. So a great example there of the Train Protector's impact in this game. Newbee able to make a 1-for-0 trade when it comes to towers.
I like that he sees like just his decision making there. You know, he sees the top tower is getting pressured so heavy. He doesn't stay in the mid lane to try to defend it. He's like, I'm moving bottom. We're making the trade.
Yeah.
There's no point in like just staying in my lane. There's no point in farming the ancients right now. I can do that later on. We need to just do the equal pressure. You need to like mirror your enemy's movements.
Yeah, much better for you to be able to control your bottom half of the map, right? Because they're so Roshan dependent, ancient stacking dependent, right? They need to control the bottom half of the map much more than the top half.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a typical Dire move, you know, right? Just like being able to get into that Radiant jungle, get a couple wards down, and secure yourself your Ancients, secure yourself that Rosh as you're mentioning.
MVP Phoenix, in some ways, this, you normally think about Living Armor being quite strong against a little bit of harassment damage against towers, but QO is going to be gone on here. The Omni Slash bounces onto him, but he still takes up a lot of this. The Great Keeper's cloak, still though with the minus armor, KP might be able to run him down. He turns onto Bello instead, gets a good crush off, has to run himself away from the birds. 9 comes forward, Silence back, but a big nuke comes out from SC. That right click damage did so much. He tries to chase out Bevy as well, but slows down now. And the Visage gets a good nuke off, but in the end, they won't be able to find a connect onto Newbee. They walk away, losing nobody and gaining a kill on the Draw Ranger. And perhaps a couple of these familiars as well. The last one will be able to stay one step ahead of the Juggernaut.
QO Midas. So he's trying to stay ahead. You know, this Visage isn't really a hero that flash farms in any way.
Yeah.
You need levels, and he's playing core Visage, which is something we don't see. So the Midas pickup is great just because they're running this like triple core, I guess you could say, triple range core. I mean, as much as Visage is a core, you could say.
Yeah. He's got to get the, I mean, we still need to see the Aghanim Scepter, even if it is a core Visage, right? He needs that pickup, absolutely. So it'll help them both get to level 16 as well as be able to get that Aghanim Scepter, and they'll reach this very big peak for MVP Phoenix, and that's really where they will hit their strongest. But it's getting to that point that's going to be a little bit tough. You're going to see Bane come in, that goes for a 4. They're trying to come in with KP, but unfortunately he's been silent still. They managed to get Bevy on the front line. KP still looking for that crush. Goes to the back line, hits the disruptor while Bello's chased out by Unite. Will be able to get him with a couple of hits, and XD is just cleaning up heroes left and right. This amplified damage is letting XD throw out 200 damage nukes with every right click.
Haste turn as well. That's just like the perfect situation for them. Faith with the beautiful 4-man overgrowth.
Look at these guys. You see how they're cutting down trees around these familiars? God, I wish people would do this in my pubs. They easily kill the birds, make sure they get that extra little bit of bounty, make this this Visage core so much worse, and Newbee 9-4 now in 11 minutes.
I mean, that's kind of like the one thing is like usually with a Drow Ranger lineup, you want to have a frontliner. The thing that MVP is really lacking right now is a tank. Someone to stand in the front. He's ogre. Okay, it's an ogre, but you're a full-on support. You have nobody else really except for, I guess, like they're kind of using the Visage in that manner. But having your Visage there as a core, you know, you're missing out on a lot of your damage potential. And Newbee's able to just kind of steamroll through them in that fight because of that. And yeah, it's I mean, the refraction is well building up, the living armor building up. It's really hard for them to
they got him. This is a very big kill. SC, he's going to be taking so much damage from the static storm. He has a refraction coming up in 1 more second. Living armor is also allowing him to live a little bit longer, but it looks like there's just no hope. None of his allies are around. Oh god, the last right click, it missed. SC flicks himself away. Oh no. MVP Phoenix, that was a huge kill to pick up. Now Kaka, well, that's nothing great. Thunderstrike, not the ideal abilities to steal there. Either way, Newbee still keeping most of their towers intact except for that sacrificial top lane tower. It's going to be given up, and most of their heroes staying alive through these engagements as well.
That mid defense by Newbee is it's actually so massive because MVP committed all 5 heroes to it. They almost brought down the tower, and now check it out, full HP tower.
Yeah.
Is the fear of always playing versus Train, especially when you're not used to it. You know, you have to get it in that $1, or you're gonna, unless you bump up and go for it again, it's gonna get full healed. And now KP is closing in on that Blink Dagger soon, 600 or 700 gold away from it.
Blitz had an interesting way of putting it. He said pretty much, if a Drow Ranger lineup ever stops from pushing, it's dead in the water. So if you can ever stop those pushes, right, and that's the first time. Newbee stopped it really early. with that mid lane engagement. Do you think MVP Phoenix were jumping the gun in any way when it comes to that 5-man push mid? Do you think that they were not accounting for Newbee's clear strength in fights? Or do you think they were just like, we have to push, so we kind of have to do this?
I think that's exactly what it was. I think they're like, we need to get these tier 1s because we can't give them such easy access to Roshan. We need to be able to get there, outnumber them in a way. And that was definitely their move to do it. Now, Newbee, smoke up, going to the Rosh pit. It's going to die pretty damn quickly here.
Yeah.
And MVP seems to be doing some other type of wraparound. They really want to be able to take out this mid tower. They really want to get the pressure on into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, they're hoping to maybe find someone within that direct jungle, find the pickoff on somebody farming up the creep camp. Not going to find anything inside the jungle. They'll just have to get Kaka instead. But that's not yet.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that was. He's like, I get it. That's pretty much how I feel Kaka right there. He's just like, I'm eating the game. You guys are getting Rosh here. It's in without MVP. They seem to be kind of aware that this Rosh is going on, but it is too late.
Amplified damage actually pulling the creeps off the tower here. KP.
They're not going to get this tower either.
No, they really are not. They would have had to move so quickly against a Slaughter TA.
Those are new familiars. If Newbee's able to get those, they're kind of on the low ground. That's a bit of a scary place to go for, but that was a little bit scary. That was definitely a bit scary for QO there. But so much pressure coming out from Newbee. Like this laning phase that they decided to do the aggro tri-lane, Fellow emphasized on getting 3 points in Frost Arrows and only 2 in Precision Aura, so their damage potential definitely started getting reduced. QO is also a bit under-leveled, even though he has Midas, coming close on that level 11 now, but he was level 9 in those last 2 engagements. And now the big thing comes out, the blink for the Slaughter. He's on his way toward his level 11 too.
I mean, the fact that Newbee were able to handle team fights so well before this blink dagger says a lot about their lineup, right? That now they have this really hard form of initiation, team fights are going to get so much easier.
And you can see how much they emphasize on defending this tier 1. 2 wards pretty much placed like super close to each other just to keep eyes on it. Like they know how important this mid lane tower is. Both teams do. You can see both teams are emphasizing so heavily, but there's 4 wards right inside of the span of like 2,000 range diameter.
So you can say, if we want to look outside the laning phase, probably the most the fight that really determined this game was that mid lane push by MVP Phoenix, because if they manage to take that tower, right, then that opens up Roshan a lot more. It means that Newbee don't feel as comfortable being able to do it. They may not be able to sneak it in that sort of occasion, but now they're seemingly having this ironclad defense. They stopped the early powerful push there, and now they're ready pretty much at all times. I think this blink dagger for KP going to try and show himself just a little bit, warding off MVP Phoenix from going for Kaka, as that Rubik is not just a simple pickoff. That'll lead into a whole lot more. He's got living armor, he'll tank pretty decently.
He's still Bloodlust too.
Yeah.
That's probably like the biggest deal he could get. I mean, Familiars would be cool, but I actually think Bloodlust might even be better for him, just because he doesn't need to be doing the damage. His team already has the damage.
Yeah. Templar Assassin is certainly a hero that benefits a lot out of attack speed. QO is a goner. Amplify damage, and they just quickly 3-shot him with SC after they eat through some of that Gravekeeper's cloak. He's going to have a rather early BKB, meaning he won't even have to worry about the Disruptor and his influence on the game. BKB will allow him to pretty much do whatever. Actually, what am I saying BKB for? It's got to be Desolator, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Desolator.
BKB going to be pushed back here into the static storm. He will be a goner, but maybe Newbee can actually save him. Nice heals coming out. They managed to get both a little bit of heal from the healing ward, as well as that living armor. The Omni Slash just rips through so many heroes of MVP Phoenix. Jump forward, they're going to be able to find another one. That's going to be Fetty. Tanky Ogre, not so tanky, with missing so much armor.
Oh my, this is actually starting to look so troublesome for MVP. They committed so much to try to kill that Slaughter, and then just living armor with healing ward is too much.
Faith, our Forgotten Protector doesn't actually have that much natural armor.
Yeah, Raindrop actually saved his life there, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, like, Newbee's just putting so much pressure here. Like, now that you have the Desolator finished up, it's really hard for MVP to fight into this at all. Like, this is kind of like where you put the matchup, you know, Furion, Slaughter. When you have this Slaughter, he just boosts your potential to fight non-stop. Furion, he can come to the fight, but what does he really give you?
He was supposed to make sure that you won the laning phase with his early rotations, which Slaughter can't really do, right? The trade-off is Slaughter's going to be there free farming, but Furion's going to impact that tri-lane scenario, but they just didn't actually win those tri-lane scenarios. Even with the extra hero being brought in, they never actually got the connection with the kill.
And he is top on net worth, which is great by Heavy.
Yeah, Heavy's That's definitely a goner. A lot of things bounce back to Bello. Fate again in a beautiful position. Hits the overgrowth. It's going to be able to lock down these right clickers. They can't do anything. And now MVP Phoenix, they might be able to pick up 1 kill out of this. They will manage to get at least the tree protector. QO in the back line. Managed to take out 2 of the supports. Newbee, though, will just keep on marching forward with all their cores. 2-shotting the Disruptor. Again, combination of this Templar Assassin. And yeah, QO should never have come back. Rampage for SC. 9-18. Newbee. Very dominant looking in this game number 1 in the series against MVP Phoenix.
Beyond godlike at 18 minutes. That's pretty scary when you don't really have like natural refraction breakers. Of course you have like ignite and stuff like that, but burning through all this, like he's just so tanky too at this point. Like he has so many different frontliners. Space's positioning's actually been incredible in this game so far. He's always in the back line, standing on top of the Drow Ranger, it seems, getting perfect overgrowths.
I mean, they're heroes that definitely heavily rely on being able to throw out a bunch of right-click damage and be able to sit in the back, and Faith just ruins all of their mobility. Every single time he's managed to sneak his way in, thanks to Nature's guys, and get a really good overgrowth in. It's also feeding them a lot of information. MVP Phoenix are, like, they're always seen by Newbee, whether it's aggressive boards or face positioning, or even just the general pushing of all the lanes in.
Yeah, their map control actually now at this point for MVP is like this ancient area. That's like their whole entire map control.
Yeah.
Traveling into the Radiant jungle, you know, everybody kind of knows this kind of thing. Like, going in there by yourself is a death trap. Once you lose your bottom tower, once you lose your mid tower, you can't travel there. You need to do like that, what people like to call it the EG smoke. Take like 4 people into your jungle to try to clear it out. But they have to just stick together completely. But at this, it just like completely benefits Newbee at this point now, just because of how far an advantage they have.
Yeah, you can see Newbee very clearly comfortable with being able to spread out across the map, farm pretty efficiently. They're going through individual neutral camps. They've got Juggernaut all by himself up the top lane. MVP Phoenix is going to go for that smoke now, but Faith is going to be able to, in part, ruin that smoke. KP also bounce back some of it. Counterward doesn't quite catch Faith. They are going to be able to get him now, but it's all just a setup. KP tries to come through. Thunderstrike stops him from being able to get the blink in, but hello, SC is here. He doesn't need a nuke at all. He goes straight for a support, takes him out. QO is going to be next up, easily eating through that armor, and Faith desperately trying to survive through all this, and he will. The bait gets loose, and MVP Phoenix don't even claim anything but a Slugard here right here. SC takes out everybody from MVP Phoenix. Newbee, they're done with this game. They have won it. I don't see how MVP Phoenix, maybe they just try and sit in the game and hope for a way back in, but it's very clearly Newbee with the tight control over this game.
They're honest. I think that's the right move. Honestly, they've only got that tier 1 pressured. I think it was really dictated by that middle battle.
Yeah.
Even though it seemed like they could kind of come back, you could feel fresh they were. They did that at 5-man smoke. Faith in a perfect position to break it. He doesn't even die yet. He just runs in and dies, but he did the advantage there at that point when he's in that much of an advantage. Beautiful.
So what do you think we learned from this? If Newbee if they don't ban away the Drow Ranger, doesn't mean you can pick it, right?
They seem to have